Koulibaly gets a rebound on the defensive end.
Saw him use that big long frame there to alter that shot.
Saizano goes outside for Welch, and Welch's triple from the corner is long. And Kareem Koulibaly on the rebound. Back over to Koulibaly. He's fouled. That was probably a good foul.
Great hustle by Koulibaly to get the rebound, set the play up, and then good patience from Holmes. As you see the feed inside, nice pump fake, draws the foul.
Foul goes against Brewster Marshall, one of the best players for the Saxons, and just his first, and that was saving a bucket there. So the southpaw, Kareem Koulibaly, misses the first of two. And Justin Njak-Jajore from Quebec, the freshman, 6'7", enters the ball game for the Bonnies. Second free throw is good for the Saxons, or for the Bonnies. Coming the other way, Justin Phillips now inserted into the Saxon lineup. He's out front, picked up by Saizano. Corner pass. Triple not taken. They go back down low. Shot clock under 10. In the corner, there's a bomb three. That's off the side of the glass. Out of bounds.
Really good defense from the Bonnies, scrambling everywhere.
Immediate timeout on the floor. The under 12 timeout. We'll take one as well. You're watching men's college basketball on ESPN+. We're back at the Riley Center, which looks, Chris, maybe would you call it almost half full?
Yeah, absolutely. A very good turnout so far for the exhibition game, and it's good to see the student section nice and packed.
So we're working with just two cameras here today. The main camera that's way up high that kind of gives the typical shot that we're all used to when we watch a basketball game is uncooperative, shall we say, that camera. So one camera at each end. Alfred gets it in bounds. Bowen kicks it outside. There's a triple attempt, and a foul's going to be called. And that'll send Justin Phillips.
And Saizano just trailing a little too close there, runs into the shooter. As you'll see it right here, coming around the screen, trying to get through. Easy call.
There was a little confusion, I thought, in the Saxon team there. They all ran down to the defensive end, but I guess that's by design. So Phillips will have three, knocks down the first.
I might have taken one look at Koulibaly and said, we have no chance against a rebound here.
Yeah, good point.
For Saizano and any of the other freshmen, that's going to be one of the big things is can you limit mistakes? That's how it always is for freshmen in Mark Schmidt's system. He always plays that shorter bench, so who can limit mistakes, stay in the rotation early in the season?
Saxons draw to within 5 on 3 free throws. Linton Brown gets a triple from the side, knocks it down.
Another pure stroke from Linton Brown. 8 points.
So that's a good showing. Linton Brown probably would not have gotten the start had there not been some injury problems for the Bonnies, including Lofton and Attaway. But now Brown making the most of his minutes. Saxons dump it down low. Trying to work with his back to the bucket is Brewster Marshall, and count it.
First time we've seen Marshall get one inside. Really good move.
Coulibaly now playing the 5. He kicks it outside to Saizano. And he finds Brown down in the corner, and there is the triple missed by Njak Tajore. And the Saxons get it back on the defensive board. Marshall way out front. Marshall playing the 5. We're going to get a little Bonnie foul as Njak Tajore was a little too cozy out on the perimeter. You're kind of on an island there, and the officials can see you.
Yeah, right in front of him, and the coaching staff says to him, just drop down. You got to get low, get in a stance, or they're going to call it every time.
Foul on the floor, so Saxons bring it in, and Phillips drives to the elbow, kicks it out. Now back inside. Elliott Bowen working with his back to the bucket. Tall task there. He draws the double team in the corner, and they need to squeeze a shot off. They're going to be a shot clock violation.
Really good defense. That was caused by Coulibaly. He was able to knock the ball out, and then the Saxons were trapped.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure Kevin Durkin had a real good sense of where that clock was at.
Definitely.
Kareem Coulibaly kicks it outside. Now Holmes working off the dribble, drives it inside, pulls up, little teardrop off the rim, no good. Offensive glass though. Kareem Coulibaly knocks it down.
That's a tough rebound in traffic and able to fight through the contact and lay it home.
Well, Bonnie so desperately needs another 5, and I think they've got their man in Kareem Coulibaly. He's a beast down low.
Yeah, not only for this year, but for years coming forward.
Nice take by the Saxtons, and there'll be a foul on the miss and the putback, and that will send Brewster Marshall to the stripe. He'll shoot a pair.
Yeah, last 2 trips down for them. Last 2 trips he's touched it, I should say, inside. Able to finish. And a good follow here. No box out as you see from Njak Tajore, and Marshall cleans it up.
First-year head coach for the Saxons, Eric Kempfe. He was an assistant for 4 seasons for RPI, which is out on the eastern, almost the extreme eastern side of New York State. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Bonnie's now into forecourt. They lead by 4. Coming up on about 9.5 left to go in the first half.
Different defensive look for Holmes. We'll see how he navigates it.
Step back, Welch, and he's partially blocked there. Some offensive glass for the Bonnies on the miss. And there's the hammer! And Njak Tajore, the freshman.
Well, Under Armour Canadian Elite called them Canada's best kept secret, and you just found out why. What a dunk from Njak Tajore.
Saxons the other way. In the corner, Durkin thought about it, and the back up top.
That number 11 is a special number for St. Bonaventure, Courtney Stockard's old number.
Brewster Marshall finds the shooter in the corner, and that's good for a triple. And the Saxons hanging around just down by 3 with 8:40 left to go before intermission. Kareem Coulibaly, and he knocks down the 16-footer. You love to see that out of your big man.
And Mark Schmidt was very complimentary during media day, and when he was asked, who's that guy outside of the starting 5? Every time it was Kareem Coulibaly.
Nice take by Justin Phillips. Kind of gets away with a walk there. And Bonnie's, though, bringing it into forecourt.
That's a shot Dom Welch wanted to shoot.
Welch, she'll get another look at it from the wing, and this one a little long. There's some offensive glass by Quadri Adams, and his putback, he'll be hacked. And Adams will shoot a pair.
I love that rebound and that intensity, crashing the offensive glass from Adams. Good box out you see too, and he skies for that one and just snatches it away.
You talked about Adams being a nice quick jumper. He's the Wake Forest transfer, now with the portal. He's Piscataway, New Jersey product, home of Rutgers University.
He actually briefly played with Kyle Lofton at Union Catholic back in Jersey. And he played in 9 games for Wake Forest a year ago, but 70% of the minutes he played last year came in the final 4 games. So he was really starting to figure it out. I know Wake Forest liked what they saw from him, wanted to keep him, but he comes here to find himself a role on a team that has aspirations of going deep into March.
Listed as a redshirt freshman, Adam, 6'3". Misses them both at the free throw line now. And here come the Saxons, trailing just by 5. As Schmidt, he is going to be fouled in the act of shooting, and he'll shoot a pair. So Mike Schmidt, leading scorer last year in that short season. There's a timeout on the floor, and we'll take one as well. You're watching men's college basketball on ESPN+.
Uniting clinical excellence and hometown access. Uniting top doctors and treasured patients. Uniting Bradford Regional Medical Center and Olean General Hospital. Learn how we're joining forces for our future.
This is more than a game. This is athletic excellence meets academic discipline. With every second on the court, bodies are moving and minds are working. Solving problems, setting records, developing skills for basketball and beyond. This is dedication. This is strength. This is the Atlantic 10.
Western New York is known for energy innovation. Today, Energy Mark is leading the way for the next generation of renewable energy. At Energy Mark, we help power Western New York homes and businesses with low-cost, locally produced energy, including renewables like solar and wind power. Energy Mark, the official energy supplier to the Buffalo Bills. Connect your account to Energy Mark at buylocalenergy.com.
Uniting clinical excellence and hometown access. Uniting top doctors and treasured patients. Uniting Bradford Regional Medical Center and Olean General Hospital. Learn how we're joining forces for our future.
We're back, 7:56 left to go in the first half here at St. Bonaventure and O'Reilly Center. 27-22 our score. The Bonnies not up by as much as I thought they might be at this juncture. But the Saxons playing tough, and both teams shuttling in players. So Schmidt will shoot a pair here, and the southpaw knocks down the first one.
Yeah, you definitely just want to see that lead increase, but more importantly, you want to see some good minutes, run your sets, and get into a rhythm going into Tuesday night.
Yeah, Bonus has been a little cold from the perimeter. Schmidt, however, not cold for the Saxons. Knocks down 2 free throws and draws the Saxons to within 3.
Yeah, he leads all scorers with 10.
Welch, he'll go to the rim, and he'll be fouled by Brewster Marshall, his second, I believe. So Welch will get an opportunity at the free throw stripe. Cheektowaga, New York product. He's a terrific player. In high school, certainly is here at Bonus as well, but leading scorer in Section 6 history in high school, past Richie Campbell, who did it back in the 70s. Welch, however, misses both of those free throws.
He's third right now among active Atlantic 10 players in career threes with 166, and he's 9th in St. Bonaventure history. Definitely can change a lot of that going into the year.
Saxon into forecourt. They get a look at a triple. That one no good. Anthony Ruffino missing short.
That may have been deflected. That came out funny.
Bonnie's up by 3 into forecourt. Jacques Tejore, who had big slam there moments ago, in the corner. Welch thought about the step back, thinks better of it. Shot clock is down to 7. Holmes with a crossover. He'll go to the rim and lays it in.
Good take from Holmes. He read that perfectly as the screen comes and is able to use his quickness to lay it home.
Schmidt into forecourt for the Saxons. Dump it down low. Good D. Knocking it out of bounds is Justin and Jacques Tejore. Pure freshman, 6'7".
Well, if you look at his body type, definitely you want him to put on some weight throughout his time at Bonaventure, but reminds me a lot of Denzel Gregg, just long, athletic, and we'll see what else he can give you.
Little runner again from Schmidt, and this one is no good. Too close to the bucket, I guess. Needs to be about 19 feet for the runner. Jaron Holmes coming the other way. He dumps it in the corner, back up top, little reset. Oshun. Little down low pass, and now in Jacques Tejore, and he gets a nice little kiss off the glass.
And good body control and good ball movement from St. Bonaventure. Everybody touched it on that possession.
Bonnie's by 7. And Schmidt with a runner. He's rejected by Oshun. Little 2-on-1 break coming the other way to the glass, and Jacques Tejore.
Boy, that was smooth from Justin and Jacques Tejore.
33-24, I think the largest lead of the ball game for the Bonnies.
No, Shun didn't even jump on that block, really.
Schmidt from downtown, that one won't go, and Oshun will clear the glass. Holmes quickly into forecourt, down low, finds in Jacques Tejore, and we're gonna get a foul, no bucket though. Foul on the floor.
Pretty quick whistle.
Yeah, very. I would have flipped it. I would have thought that other one would not have gone, not have counted, but it did.
It's the exhibition games for everybody in here.
That's right. That's right. Although these officials here tonight, very veteran.
Very.
Foul on the floor. They bring it in. Welch from the triple and halfway home and comes out.
Good looking out of bounds player, though. Exactly what you draw up. An open Welch 3 in the corner. Just can't stick it.
Kenneth Allison on the floor now for the Saxons, playing a guard position. Over to Kieran, little lefty runner, and they're going to get an offensive foul. No bucket.
And a big smile from Oshuni as he takes that charge.
Bonnies are so good at taking charges, offensive fouls, or creating them.
Been that way for a while. Go back to, say, Dion Wright, Andrew Nicholson before that. Really got it started. Then Ladarian Griffin and Courtney Stockard.
Down low to Oshun, working with his back to the bucket. Nice move! Lays it in with the left.
That's one of the smoothest moves you've seen from Oshuni in 4 years. And he talked at media day about how he was told by scouts, you want to play at the next level, you need to work on your offensive game. It looks like he put in some work right there.
Yeah, there's only so many Dennis Rodmans are going to make it in the NBA. You got to score. Saxon's coming the other way. There's a triple in the corner, halfway home from Cole Ells. Ball out of bounds, and Saxons will keep it. 35-24 our score with 4:39 on that first half clock. So the Bonnies season opener is coming up here on Tuesday, November 9th against Siena right here in the Riley Center. That'll be on ESPN+.
That'll be interesting, too. Siena, kind of a new-look team. They don't have Jalen Pickett, their star, anymore.
Nice move down low by Cole Ells, but he can't finish. And the Bonnies will bring it into forecourt. Holmes from deep. Count it!
Jaron Holmes shot 38% from 3 last year. That was a deep one.
Bonnies extend their largest lead, 38-24. Saxons into forecourt. There's Schmidt goes to the rim. They're going to get a walk here. Oh, no, they're going to call a block on the Bonnies. So Justin and Jacques Chajore will get the personal.
Some fancy moves there from Schmidt.
It's just the 6th team foul, so not in the bonus yet. Linton Brown is going to come back into the Bonnie lineup, and then Jacques Chajore will take a seat. Some quality minutes for Coach Mark Schmidt.
He really got it going, moving without the basketball on the other end. That dunk really seemed to wake him up and get him into the flow of the game.
Little weave out front, frees up a triple by the Saxons, no good. Linton Brown on the rebound. He'll bring it into the forecourt, trying to go coast to coast, off the glass and count it.
Yeah, Linton Brown, I've said it a couple times, but he's really impressed me at driving to the basket today. He's been very under control. And he's trying to fill that role, but maybe improve on that role from A.J. Vasquez a year ago. You need consistency from that top guard off the bench.
Schmidt's shot is partially blocked, and here come the Bonnies. Down low, they go to Oshun, and he lays it in. Another 2 points for the big man.
Good penetration from Adams, a little flip, and Oshun lays it home.
So Bonnies, as we all know, they lost everybody on the team except for the 5 starters. It's an entire new bench this year.
Yeah, remade bench, and when you remake it with 2 ACC transfers, a JUCO scorer, some bigs, and then some promising freshmen, you feel good about it with that turnover.
Amen. There's Linton Brown from distance. He can't get it to go. The tip back, no good. We're going to have a 3rd shot, and Oshun will be rejected, but a foul call. And Oshun is going to head to the line and shoot a pair. But first, we'll take a media timeout here. You're watching men's college basketball on ESPN+. The Riley Center somewhat subdued here. We have the Green Light halftime report coming up. We'll have stats and highlights. And we'll bring you that action here. It's 2:44 left before intermission. So the Green Light halftime is on the near horizon. 42-24. Bonnie's up by 18. Game was close for quite a while. And then, as you might expect, Bonnie's kind of extended their lead there. See,
they picked up the intensity on the defensive end and then really turned that into offense. That was the best stretch they've played for sure.
Oshun will shoot a pair, knocks down the first one. One more coming from the senior. And that's good. Do you have any sense of you know, these 5 seniors can play another year if they wanted to. You have any sense of what they're going to do?
I think that's what everybody wants to know, but I don't know that any of them have said anything, made a decision. I feel like it's let's get through this year, see how things happen. But, boy, that would be something, huh?
Low post pass by Schmidt goes out of bounds. And that'll be a turnover for the Saxons. Bonnies will get it back. They lead by 20 after the 2 free throws from Oshun. Into forecourt. Adams works with it, dumps it back outside, and we're going to get a foul on the Bonnies away from the basketball.
Yeah, he used his arms really trying to get himself free, and anytime you extend those arms, they're going to call it.
That's another big man that can play the 5. It's Olua Shagun Durrell-Sidney, commonly referred to as Dura. And here comes Schmidt the other way. He's rejected. There's an offensive get, though, by the Saxons, and they get a great look at a 3. It won't go by Els, and another offensive board.
And Brown mistimed that jump.
Kick it back out. Another great look at a 3 for the Saxons. That one won't go. Enders a little long. Ball out of bounds, and finally the Bonnies will get it. That was a good offensive possession. They just couldn't, came away empty.
You guys can't see it with that angle there, but Mark Schmidt has that "what are you doing? Why didn't you box out" look on his face. And it's a good sight to see, I'll tell you that.
He gets that double eyebrow look there, and you don't want to be on the wrong end of that look. Linton Brown drives baseline and a whistle. I think they'll say Brown stepped on the end line. So the Bonnies up by 20 as we approach halftime.
You wonder going into the second half how much you'll see the 3 of the 5 starters that dress tonight.
Saxons at Sam Erickson, and he can't convert, coming the other way, and in a tough one, Quadri Adams keeps his balance and knocks down a deuce in transition.
Yeah, somehow able to keep his balance just long enough to lay that home. Ball was thrown right to him, and he made the most of it.
Good look down low, and the fall away deuce by Sam Erickson is good this time.
Yeah, Erickson brought some rain on that shot. Boy, that was high up there.
Holmes drives down low, and he'll dump it down to Dura. Dura working with his back to the bucket and hammer it home.
Yeah, good move and a tough catch. I was more impressed by the catch, but good footwork, and then throws it down.
Well, Erickson, you know, committed to trying to draw that charge, and when you do that, you know, if you don't get the call, the ball game's over, so to speak.
Oh yeah, it's a walk-in at that point.
Schmidt works outside, and there's Erickson. He'll pull the trigger on a long 3. He can't convert. Offensive glass by the Saxons.
Yeah, another offensive rebound.
Down.
Fancy pass.
Nice pass. One extra pass by Schmidt. That gets a deuce for Elliott Bowen. And the Bonnies will hold for last shot here at the end of the first period. And Jaron Holmes, he'll be fouled in the act, and he'll shoot a pair with just 4 seconds left to go on that first half clock.
The second he got inside the three-point line, he knew he was getting fouled. He got the defender on his back. The second he got too close, able to jump up, get the foul call.
Coming up, we're going to have the Green Light halftime report. That was some serious public address problem there.
And that'll get the fans riled up, though. Fans cheering, Jeff Anderson laughing. We're having a good day here in the Riley Center.
Well, we're missing a camera. So we usually have 3 cameras, and the main one is the one we're missing, the one up top. So back to the Green Light halftime report. We'll have highlights, and then we'll have stats.
It's a new sound system here, though, in the Riley Center. When you come on down to the arena, you'll see that. It's when you're up top in the Reds, you'll be able to hear a lot more clearly, and I think some people found that out the hard way.
And, great board here, scoreboard right over midcourt. It's been up here for a few years. Jaron Holmes knocks down both free throws. It makes it 50-28 as we're approaching the end of the first half. We'll see if Schmidt heaves a half quarter. That's not too bad, but is no good. So it's 50 for the Bonnies and 28 for the Saxons of Alfred University at intermission. We'll take a break, but coming up, it's the Green Light Halftime Report right here on ESPN+. It's the Green Light Halftime Show where we just watched the St. Bonaventure cheerleaders perform. I have a soft spot in my heart there for the Bonnet cheerleaders. My daughter, Carlin, she was a cheerleader here for 4 years during her time at Bonnie's. And now we'll have some highlights here at the Green Light Halftime Show. And there's that jumper from the corner. And from the Saxons, and then there's that bomb.
That floater was unbelievable. You see Marshall Brewster get inside, some cleanup work from Brewster. And then for the Bonnies, they really got going late in the game. There's your first bucket. It was Jaron Holmes, a little spin. Oshuni, a little thunder dunk to get the crowd really fired up for the first time. Linton Brown, the newcomer, shot 48% from three at JUCO. Hit his first. And another slam. Justin and Jacques DeJore. And there's that barely jumping over a phone book block from Oshuni. Jaron Holmes, 38% last year. Bomb three, and Duro. Good move, great catch before. And another dunk for the Bonnies.
So good stuff here at the Riley Center. The Bonnies would open up a sizable lead at intermission. And we're going to take another break here. And when we come back, we'll have our first half stats presented by Zippo. You're watching men's college basketball on ESPN+.
How are you?
We're back at the Green Light halftime show. At intermission, the Bonnie's up 50-28. And now we're going to present our first half stats presented by Zippo. And there you see the Saxons, 9 of 31 from the floor and just 2 of 13 from three-point land. Chris, that's not what you want to see.
No, to stay in this, they were going to have to hit a lot of threes, and except for that offensive rebound stretch the Bonnies gave up a couple possessions in a row, they've done a really good job at the three-point line, closing out, making it tough for the Saxons.
The Bonnies, not too bad from the floor, over 50%, but still the Bonnies also a little cold from the outside the three-point arc.
Yeah, haven't shot the ball that well, but they've shared it well and got some easy buckets inside. 32 points in the paint, like you said, Tom.
Bonnies win the rebound battle, but not too bad for the Saxons. You know, just a 23-16 deficit there, and the Saxons, honestly, on the offensive glass, have done a pretty good job.
Yeah, you're outmatched in terms of size, so if I'm the Saxons, that's a win. And so if you're St. Bonaventure, you really want to see that boxing out in the second half and just sticking with what Coach Schmidt wants to happen.
Just 3 turnovers, just to digress back to that graphic there for the Bonnies. That's a very good sign. Schmidt, leading scorer for the Saxons with 10, and Brewster Marshall with 5, and it's Oshunier with 10 points. Linton Brown with 9. Brown's points came early. And Brown was an impressive first half, both on the perimeter and taking it to the rack. All right, we'll take our last break here. You're watching men's college basketball on ESPN+. Welcome back to the Riley Center. I'm Tom Ames alongside Chris Shepner. It's 50-28 at intermission here. The Bonnies on top by 22. The Saxons will not have much rest here before they go at it again. They're back at home on November 6th, which is Saturday, against Brockport, a non-leaguer. And the Bonnies, they'll be back on ESPN Plus on Tuesday, November 9th at 7 p.m. That'll be a double duty game there for ESPN Plus because the women will play against Robert Morris at 11:30 a.m. on that Tuesday.
That's like your baseball day-night doubleheader there.
That's right. So you're doing both games, Chris?
I am doing the men's game at night, so no, I'm not on double duty that day.
So Bonnies, that'll be their season and their home opener. I'll be sitting right across the way there in those Blues for that game. So Alfred hung tough here for quite a while in this exhibition game here at the Riley Center. But sooner or later, you're talking about a team that is preseason number 23 or number 24 ranked in the nation, depending on which poll you look at, AP or USA Today, against the Saxons. And nothing against the Saxons. It's a great program. They were 5-2 last year in that shortened season, but they play in the Empire 8. They're D3. But it's nice. They're just down the road, and there's some family ties here with Steve Curran, son. Casey plays for the Saxons. Coach Mark Schmidt's son, Mike, plays for the Saxons. Mike, by the way, Schmidt is the leading scorer last year for the Saxons. The guy can play. He's a good point guard. Watched him quite a bit when he played for the Huskies of Olean High School. And all of Mark Schmidt's kids can play basketball. And there's two other ones went to Alfred, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. That's been a cool feature for Mark Schmidt and his sons to be able to have that and play against each other, so to speak. And I know he was quoted as saying, it's going to be something when I'm old and we can look back at this and sit down and say, yeah, we did this and played against each other. I got to coach against my sons, and it's now the same thing for Steve Curran, and what a special thing to share the court for them.
Amen. And in my opinion, the St. Bonaventure community is so lucky to have Mark Schmidt. He took us out of the dark years, and he's built us back. This Mark Schmidt in his 15th year now, and I just, God bless that we have Mark Schmidt here.
Absolutely. I mean, he has taken the Bonnies to the promised land and then some, and looking to continue that this year.
Yeah, probably the most lofty goals we've had, in 50 years.
Yeah.
Last time we were ranked in the top 25. Well, I take that back, 25th and 77 in the NAT team. So, second half action upon us here as the Saxons turn it over promptly. And coming the other way, Bonnies, the tip back by Oshun on the miss by Quadri Adams gives Bonnies 2 to open up the second half.
As always, a good cleanup from Oshuni, just staying in the play, following the shot. Too easy.
Saxons up top. Schmidt, little backdoor pass. That was ill-advised. Stolen away by Adams, and there's Holmes in transition. It goes to the rim and count it.
Almost lost the ball, regained it, able to float it home.
So Schmidt, the turnover.
That's not what you want, a timeout with 52 seconds in.
Now we'll stay with you. So the Bonnies, just looking for my man with the card. We are going to take a break. So a quick timeout taken by the Saxons. You're watching men's college basketball. backside of the Saxon timeout. And Abdul Kareem Koulibaly checks in at the 5 position, and Oshun will take a seat. And as you said, Chris, probably a good idea.
Yeah, in the exhibition game, he's got his minutes. Here's a steal.
Quadri Adams, and he'll take it high for the jam.
Boy, did he get up on that one. Effortless dunk from Quadri Adams. He's even got a smile on his face.
Schmidt coming the other way. And there's a pass down low, nearly picked off. Schmidt kind of turned it over a couple of times trying to get a tough pass down low.
Yeah, hot potato. Nobody seems to want to value the basketball right now for the Saxons.
Shot clock at 5. And Schmidt, his go to the rim. There's a little teardrop. Oh, they're not going to count it. They'll say it hit the 30-second clock or some part of that apparatus above the backboard. That's out of bounds. If you hit that little corner of the backboard, you're okay.
Yeah, just can't get the top. It's almost like Mark Schmidt was campaigning to get his son a bucket there with referee Jeff Anderson.
Linton Brown goes baseline, a little runner, no. Rebound, Saxons. Good job on the glass by Alfred.
Yeah, it was a good box out from Brewster, or Marshall, Brewster Marshall, that is.
Bowen down low, looking to pass from the low post. Got to watch the 5-second call. Now he gets it into the corner. Out front, there's his step back 3, count it.
Really good fake and control.
Cole Els with a triple. 56-31 now. Just underway. Second half at the Riley Center in an exhibition game. There's a triple from Linton Brown in the corner.
I think that was a big question Bonnie's fans had was, can Linton Brown be that shooter he's advertised as? And so far, so good. Like his stroke, very smooth, easy-looking shot.
You can't have too many three-point shooters.
Not in today's day and age, definitely.
What a great give and go there, but can't convert Brewster Marshall. And the Bonnies head into forecourt. Welch finds Brown, pull up. No, that's Quadri Adams, no good, but there's a nice offensive glass by Kareem Koulibaly. Ball out of bounds, and it's going to be Saxon basketball. A little sloppy down low for the Bonnies.
Adams had Brown wide open in the corner. If he took one dribble and kicked it, he would have had a wide open shooter.
Still a big 28-point lead for the Bonnies. Schmidt into forecourt. Looking inside, now he dumps it down low. A little one-on-one. Brewster Marshall off the glass, count it.
That's a good move and a quick release. You know, if you try to go completely over the top and hang in the air, you're not going to over a bigger defender. He kind of quick released it and was able to lay it home.
Marshall's second leading scorer for the Saxons last year at about 13 points a game. There's a triple from Welch.
Yeah, Welch says hand down, man down, fires away and hits.
62-33. Bonnies. Schmidt, what a great ball handler against a tough defensive team, I might add. Els thought about the long two. There's a steal out front, and Welch is going to hammer the ball home. Woohoo!
He looked over at the bench to make sure nobody was behind him before he spun around. Just like that, Dom Welch has 10.
Saxons, low post pass to Els. Out front, Schmidt, triple! Oh, halfway home and it comes out. Bonnie's in transition. Holmes works it down low, kicks it outside. Linton Brown, short off the iron. Kareem Koulibaly gets the rebound, and his pass is going to be stolen away. And we've got an injured Bonnie, Dom Welch, down. That is not something you want to see in an exhibition game if you're the Bonnies.
And that was just off our camera angle. Tough to see. He hasn't really touched anything else. You never want to speculate, but we'll see. He just got whacked in the face on a loose ball. Not sure yet.
Yeah, if I was speculating and looking at what we can see here, he's down at the end of the court toward the Hall of Fame room, end of the court, if you will.
Right where if you see Steve Curran there, Steve Curran's looking right down at him.
The world today needs compassion, wisdom, and integrity more than ever. And at St. Bonaventure, they've always been at the core of who we are and what we teach. With an education rooted in Franciscan values, we nurture both heart and mind. Welcome you into a community that celebrates individuality, prepare you for what's next, and help you form lifelong connections without a lifetime of debt. Come see for yourself what it means to be a Bonnie and how in today's world, a different kind of experience can make all the difference.
Schultz is always at your service, ensuring your vehicle gets the maintenance it requires. Now, with modern, touchless options across the entire auto care experience. Speak with a service advisor on the phone or at one of our newly envisioned service centers. Pay invoices online or via mobile app. And drive home in confidence, knowing Schultz only permits limited personnel access to your vehicle. Exceeding expectations is our mission. That's why the next generation of auto care is already here at Schultz.
Uniting clinical excellence and hometown access. Uniting top doctors and treasured patients. Uniting Bradford Regional Medical Center and Olean General Hospital. Learn how we're joining forces for our future. Uniting clinical excellence and hometown access. Uniting top doctors and treasured patients. Uniting Bradford Regional Medical Center and Olean General Hospital. Learn how we're joining forces for our future.
We're back past the first media timeout here. So concerned about Dom Welch's health there. We kind of forgot that there was a break for the media at this when they stopped the game for his injury. And we'll try to get a report on Dom. Looked like he kind of got whacked in the head. Saxon's coming the other way. They get a good look at a triple from Brewster Marshall. And there's another shot to the head. And this time it's Saizano. And it was unintentional, you could tell. Jorium Saizano, the freshman from Netherlands. I think he's going to make it.
Yeah, just crashing hard. Elbow right to the face. And that'll wake you up the second you get right in the game, but he's staying in.
The student section let him know, but
yeah.
I think they just welcome the opportunity to get on somebody.
Absolutely.
Saizano
gave it right back a little.
Yeah, dumps it back outside. Looking inside, Saizano, he wants to take that three. They're guarding him closely. They go down low, and Kareem Koulibaly can't convert, and there'll be a foul on the putback, and I think that's Linton Brown will go to the stripe, shoot a pair.
Yeah, good box out inside from Brown. Held everybody off, grabbed that rebound.
So Brown now with 12 points. Fixing to make it 14, he hopes. First one on its way is good. Bonnie's up big. Almost, well, you knock this down, you'll have them doubled up at 66-33.
I believe the average score differential, I should say, of these two teams in the 4 or 5 exhibition games they've played, 39 points. So it's about what you expect.
It's a good opportunity, though, for the Saxons.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of D3 schools have a top 25 school just down the road. Saxons coming the other way, can't get it to go on the layup, and here come the Bonnies. Saizano drives it down low. He'll have to kick it out.
Definitely looking forward to seeing Saizano run the show now and see what he can bring as a point guard.
Adams goes to the rim. Count it! Nice baseline move by Quadri Adams.
Yeah, we talked about that quickness. He used it right there. Just beat him on the first step and lays it home with the left hand.
Justin Phillips running the point for the Saxons. He dumps it to Sam Erickson, and he goes from downtown, can't get it to go, and Linton Brown on the rebound for the Bonnies. Up top, Saizano.
Not as much movement in this offense right now.
Quadri Adams, he knocks down from distance.
Quadri Adams says, shut up, that's why you're sitting there, and that's why I'm playing over here.
Saizano could play what, the two and the one, the point and the shooting guard.
He may be your future point guard. We shall see. Maybe a guy who can also spell Kyle Lofton, take some pressure off Jaron Holmes, maybe play them together.
Yeah, it'd be nice not to have Lofton playing 38 minutes a game, sometimes 40.
Yeah, he's played 94% of his possible career minutes.
There's a triple from outside. Sam Erickson can't get that one to go. 71-33 our score. Bonnie's on top here with about 13 minutes left to go in the game. And there's Saizano from the corner triple.
Great extra pass all the way around. Just about everybody on the perimeter had a chance to shoot that. They work it all the way into the corner, and Saizano hits it.
Saizano hit it right in front of perhaps the man that controls the throne now, and that's Lofton. And maybe Saizano will take his position when Lofton decides to call it quits as a Bonnie. Long three-point attempt by the Saxons went awry. And Casey Curran checks back into the Saxon lineup. And Brewster Marshall will take a seat. So the Bonnies up big, as we thought. A lot of players seeing a lot of action here tonight for both teams.
And that's exactly what these are designed for. Get you some looks, run some different sets, and just get some different action that's not against your own team.
Outside, Kareem Koulibaly thought about it. Instead, he takes it to the rim. Count it. That is a big man at 6'9", 235, going to the rack.
Yeah, tough matchup there for Casey Curran, standing 6'5", 210. Probably the biggest guy he's going to guard all year.
Foul line extended. Erickson, he gives it up. Hard to squeeze off a shot when the 6'9" monster Kareem Koulibaly has governed you. But there Erickson manages to. He draws a little rain with that arcing triple. No good, and here come the Bonnies. Kareem Koulibaly down low. He gets the left, soft left to go.
And good awareness. He went to spin to his right. There's a defender there, comes right back to the left, knows nobody's home on the left side, and is able to lay it in.
Saxons into forecourt. Kern with the basketball, draws a double team, and he's stripped. Kareem Koulibaly up ahead. Adams going to go to the rim, pull up, can't get it to go. Ball out of bounds, Bonnies will keep it. There's a media timeout, but we're going to stay here with you. And some stats from that previous timeout. It was Oshun and Linton Brown leading the way with 12 points. Scott Eddy will bring us some fresh stats here in a moment. Then it was Mike Schmidt leading the way for the Saxons with 10 points. So now we have a t-shirt toss. You know, in all my years of becoming to all these games, all these years as a student, never got a t-shirt. And then when my daughter, by the way, Carlin, when you were a cheerleader and they used to bring the pizzas out, never got a pizza.
That's tough.
Come on. One of my daughters showed me a little love, and I never got the pizza. So here they got we got the t-shirt gun right in front of us there. I don't know about you, but I didn't feel safe
with
the t-shirt gun.
You see what Linton Brown's done there, 14.6 boards, really trying to fill that role of a six-man as a guard. We know Koulibaly's going to play quite as the maybe sixth-man, spell some guys inside. If you want to play big, definitely give Oshuni a break. But Linton Brown has been very impressive tonight.
Yeah, what a guy to have come off your bench. And I mean, he was like a top 10 JUCO prospect, and he decided to come to Bonaventure as a redshirt sophomore, and knowing he's not going to be a starter this year, but he knows what's on the horizon, and he'll still see tons of minutes.
Yeah, a JUCO All-American, 18 points per game, 48% from three.
Entry pass from Saizano is stolen away by the Saxons.
Not a great entry pass there.
Saxons into forecourt. Pass out front, Linton Brown on the steal. He dumps it off to Saizano, who lays it in.
Saizano was just streaking wide open with his hands out like, please, I'm wide open, give it to me. You never want to throw that pass from the corner to the opposite wing. That's a layup every single time.
Little runner by Justin Phillips, a little long off the iron. And here come the Bonnies. Entry pass trying to get it down into Olusegun Duro-Sinmi. Say that 3 times fast. Better known as Dura. And that pass goes awry. Turnover Bonus. 80-33 our score. Bonnies on top. Phillips trying to work against Jacques Tejore. There's a kick out. Good look at the triple. Short off the iron, and another offensive rebound by Curran this time. He dumps it in. There's a little runner off the glass. Good luck, can't get it to go. And Jacques Tejore into forecourt. Brown drives baseline, and he's going to get fouled, I think, on the floor. It's about the 3rd team foul. Bonnies with no fouls in this half.
They've been pretty clean half so far.
And we're about halfway through, 9:56 left to go.
Through. Oh, just missed him.
Saizano with a bad entry pass. They would have had a dunk there, but it's stolen away. Coming the other way, Saxons, and what a nice take by Kenneth Allison. And he scores under heavy pressure.
Yeah, Allison muscled that through. Saizano definitely got a piece of it.
Saizano out front now. And Dura at the high post. And Jacques Tejore. Bonnie's not a lot of movement. We're under 10 on the shot clock. And Jacques Tejore drives baseline, reverse count it.
Got the step, never want to give it the baseline, just too quick. Lays it home. That was smooth and slowed his movement up once he got to the rim, so he didn't throw it too hard.
I see Anwar Malouk heads to the scorer table. There was some talk of him redshirting.
And he's going to get his first action here today.
It was talk of Anwar Malouk and Brett Rumpel. Maybe you can confirm that they were talking about some redshirt activity there.
Yeah, they've said that one out loud. Brett Rumpel, he's in street close. He is. The plan is for him to redshirt this year.
I'm really looking forward to when that kid gets out. He's a product out of Binghamton and can shoot the rock.
Yeah. He's a 35-point per game scorer in his last full year. And New Recruit Media called him arguably the quickest guard in the nation.
Good stuff. We'll have to wait a year. Saxons and Kenneth Allison. He's stripped and coming the other way. We got a Bonnie dunk in transition. Quadri Adams.
Anwar Malouk made that play, though. He comes in, gets the steal. Somehow, as he's falling, finds Adams on a flush. You always want to see that first time you step on the floor at a new level, come in, make an impact play right away. And Malouk does just that.
Giaquinto working out front for the Saxons. Picked up by Linton Brown. Giaquinto goes to the rack, and we're going to get a block call on the Bonnies. Should be a 2-shot foul, and it is. Kenneth Allison. He's a 5th-year player out of Troy, New York. It's down in the RPI area where Eric Kempfey, the head man for the Saxons, coached for the last 4 years. First free throw up from Kenneth Allison is good. He'll shoot another. Nice stroke from the line. Into forecourt. Anwar Malouk at 6'8", getting his first action. See if he can get his hands on the basketball. Saizano finds a little good look at a triple. It won't go. And we're going to get a little over the back call on Dura.
Yeah, I'll call that one every time.
That just now the 3rd foul. So jinx the Bonnies.
The old announcer jinx.
3 team fouls for both teams. Saxons with a basketball. Go to that high post. Looking a backdoor look, not there. Now you find a little give and go for the Saxons. Good ball movement, but there's a steal.
That's second one for Maluk.
Maluk out of the Netherlands. Over to Adams, goes to the rim again. Reverse layup, Quadri Adams. Some quality minutes here for the Bonnies.
Boy, is he quick. You saw there was nobody with any help. Beats him on one step.
Ellison out front. Put step back against Saizano and knocks down the long two.
Yeah, that's a real good move.
All right, timeout is taken on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're watching men's college basketball on ESPN+.
What's the best way to pick the right college? Use your head and make a practical choice based on cost and academics? Or follow your heart to a place that just feels right? At St. Bonaventure, you can do both. Here, you'll join a unique community that celebrates your individuality, meet professors as passionate about people as they are about learning, and form lifelong connections without a lifetime of debt. Come see for yourself why St. Bonaventure isn't just a special place, it's a smart choice.
Western New York is known for energy innovation. Today, Energy Mark is leading the way for the next generation of renewable energy. At Energy Mark, we help power Western New York homes and businesses with low-cost, locally produced energy, including renewables like solar and wind power. Energy Mark, the official energy supplier to the Buffalo Bills. Connect your account to Energy Mark at buylocalenergy.com.
Seven minutes remaining in the contest. Bonnie's up big 86-39. Mike Schmidt tonight with 10 points. He leads the Saxons. For the Bonnies, it's Linton Brown with 14. Nice first game, so to speak. Quadri Adams right behind Brown with 13 points. 11 each for Jaron Holmes and Abdul Kareem Coulibaly. I think Bonnie starters have seen all they're going to see here tonight.
And I think that's what you want if you're a Bonnies fan for sure. No need to bring them back in here. You broke a sweat, you got ready for in your dress rehearsal for Tuesday night, and now let's take a look at the young guys.
Bonnies on offense, and we're going to 3-second violation against Maluk, I believe. And the Saxons will get it back.
If you're the Saxons, you really want to take care of the basketball a little bit better. Just 4 assists, 16 turnovers so far.
Maluk almost comes up with his third steal instead. It turns into a Brett Swish 2-point conversion. He went to Will North. Covered that kid in, I guess it's not a kid anymore. Covered that man in high school. Quadri Adams trying to create off the dribble. He finds Saizano deep. Won't go. Long rebound, Linton Brown, good hustle. Bonnies will get another. They won't get a new complete fresh shot clock, but and there is a block steal, call it what you want, when Saizano went to the rim.
Yeah, just not a lot there after the missed three. Try to force it then and get it back.
Out front, Allison trying to create off the dribble. It's a little restart, gets a pick. Now they find a nice big man move on a give and go, and that's Sergian followed Diop, and he's fouled in the act.
I like the minutes they've got out of Allison. He had the nice step back move. He's handled the ball very well and starting to distribute it too.
As followed Diop, I expected to see a little bit more of him. He scored just under a point a game last year. He's a junior. He's out of New York City, went to Washington Irving. But he's a big force underneath there, listed at 6'7", 225.
Yeah, in that league, there's just not a ton of that size. So like you said, a great opportunity to play against some size tonight and see what he's got.
Yeah, he's second only to Brewster Marshall for height, in terms of height. Brewster is 6'8", Follow Diop is 6'7". 1 on a 2 on that trip for Follow Diop. Bonnie's back into forecourt. Saizano working off the dribble. Nice spin move to the rim.
And you're waiting to see him get going, and that was, give me the ball, get out of my way. I'm getting one here.
Allison again into forecourt. He's been running the point for quite some time. They slough off him, and Allison makes him pay with a three-pointer.
Yeah, puts him up to 9 now. Good-looking stroke.
Saizano. At the top, Saizano gets it back. Quadri Adams, he comes off a pick, gets a look at a triple. That one's short off the iron.
It was a good set from the Bonnies, though. Good screens. They got the shot they wanted.
Saxons trying to create in the forecourt. Double team. Enders gets rid of it nicely.
Maluk almost had his third steal.
Saxon's having a little trouble here. Allison, pass down low. There's a baseline jumper. No good. And that was fouled Diop. Steal at midcourt. Saxons get another look and knock it down. That's Brett Swish. So Saizano running the point for a much of this second half, with Adams playing the 2.
Maybe getting a look at what the future could look like.
Up top now, taking it inside is Dura, and I think they're going to call him for steps. No, 3-second violation. We're under 4 minutes and a whistle. That means a media timeout. You're watching men's college basketball on ESPN+. Bonnie's up big with 3:47 remaining in the contest. 88-47 our score. And Linton Brown continues to be the leading scorer for the Bonnies, followed by Quadri Adams. Oshun with 12, he's done for the night. Dominic Welsh with 10, he's done for the night. Holmes with 11, done. Abdul Kareem Koulibaly still out there, he's got 11 points. And Mike Schmidt 10 points. Leading scorer for the Saxons, followed by Allison, who's played the point, and he's got the ball right now.
Best thing you saw to Jaron Holmes is that 3 short, 5 assists, no turnovers.
Yeah, that's key, because he'll play some points this year. And coming the other way, coast to coast, is Linton Brown. And it's really been the Linton Brown show here for much of the night for the Bonnies. Clock stoppage. So the Bonnies' next game will be their home and season opener, Tuesday, November 9th, right back here at the Riley Center. Siena comes to town. Their sister school, the Franciscans. Allison taking it to the rim. Count it. Nice move by Allison, just 5'10".
Time and time again in the last few minutes, he's really impressed. Aggressive, good take to the hoop. Used his body to hold off Saizano and laid it home.
Bonnies now into forecourt. Maluk gives it to Saizano for the triple. No good, but Maluk almost on the putback. In for the Bonnies is Pedro Rossi out of Argentina. He's a freshman. And we're going to get a turnover on the Bonnies here.
A little bit of a push off on the way through, but what Coach Schmidt's upset about over there is the ball didn't swing fast enough. And these are those, doesn't matter the score, you're looking to coach for the season here and get some of this tune-up right there. So you want Quadri Adams to swing the ball a little sooner over to Saizano and keep it moving.
Some new faces for the Saxons. That's Jackson Sassanella. Saxons get a good look down low, a miss, but a follow-up by Dylan Colmetz out of Greece, New York. Went to Greece Odyssey. He'll get the bucket for the Saxons.
Yeah, that was a good follow. Nobody boxed out for St. Bonaventure.
It's Colmetz just got on the floor. 6'5" sophomore, and he makes good use, gets a bucket. Rossi hands it off to Saizano. Brown, they're trying to get it in. They're looking to Maluk, playing the 5 for the Bonnies. Rossi drives, pull up, teardrop, got it!
And everybody goes nuts. The walk-on gets his first bucket on his first shot.
92-51, Bonnies up big.
Pedro Rossi is not your typical walk-on. Rossi played on the Argentina under-19 national team. He was the captain of the under-18 and under-19 FIBA 3-on-3 World Cup team. So he's played some basketball.
Yeah, and speaking of walk-ons, they usually don't come to your team at 6'8", 215.
Right, exactly. So some size if you ever needed it.
They're usually a guard.
Yeah, right. And a short one at that.
Bonnie's into forecourt. Adams goes baseline. I think that's going to be a turnover. Good D by Sassanella. He creates that turnover.
Yeah, that was weird there. It was almost like Adams tried to step before he was ready to put the ball down. It got bumped and right off of him and out of bounds.
I think this is mission accomplished here for the Bonnies and the Saxons. I mean, every player saw action. And every player really had quality minutes, at least for the Bonnies.
Yeah, definitely. You got everybody in, other than Welch getting hit in the face, but he's been all smiles on the bench, so hope he's okay. It's, like you said, mission accomplished. You want to get through an exhibition, run your sets, really just get your feet wet for the season and always avoid injuries.
Lofton did not play, out with a minor leg injury, kind of precautionary. He'll certainly play, as we imagine, on Tuesday against Siena in the opener. Jalen Attaway, however, little sprained ankle. He may not play in the home opener.
He posted it. I want to say it was on Instagram, and it was a picture of him getting his ankle taped up. There might have been a boot there as well. But, again, it seems he's not that far from the way it sounds.
Well, the ankles always seem to heal a little more quickly when you're, 19, 20 years old. 92-53 now. About a minute left to go in the contest. And Linton Brown will jack a triple. Count it! Brown! What an opening night for Linton Brown, the JUCO transfer.
There's always somebody who impresses in these exhibition games, and tonight that's been Linton Brown. 19 points, shot it very well from deep.
For the Saxons, I mean, if you're the Saxons, what are they going to take away from this? What the positives are you going to say that they'll take away?
They held the Bonnies. It was 27-22 for a stretch before the inevitable took place. I mean, they battled them tough for a while, and they played hard the whole way through.
So Bonnie's here with the basketball, which could be the last possession of the ball game. Adams has played good, although he just turned it over on cue. And here comes the Saxons the other way. There'll be a little whistle, some contact. We'll send Eddie Walzer to the line.
And Justin just tried to get in the way there. He probably could have blocked the shot with his length. Instead, just kind of ran through the lane.
Walzer out of Marcellus, New York, went to Bishop Ludden. Walzer will shoot a pair. First one a little short off the front iron. 95-53, just about concluding here. We'll see in the post game if Mark Schmidt will honor you with an interview. Second free throw good, and the Bonnies, I think they'll just be content to dribble this one out. And that'll be the final. 95-54. And stay with us here as Chris Shepner will head over to the end of the court and try to get an audience with head coach Mark Schmidt in his 15th year. So this was good stuff tonight, and I don't think anybody was surprised at the final score or how it came out. And the Saxons, as Chris pointed out, it was a 5-point game about midway through that first half, 27-22, something like that. The Saxons played tough. Every team, as you might expect, are a little tight. Beginning, both teams very cold from the outside. Bonnies heated it up. Linton Brown was real good from the outside. And here we see Kyle Lofton walking by in street clothes by me right now.
We've got Coach Mark Schmidt with us. And Coach, how did it feel just to have fans back in the Riley Center?
It's great. We haven't had fans since March 4th, 2 years ago. So it's great to have it. That's what the Riley Center is all about. And it's great that the community, the students came out. And, we need them much more on Tuesday against Siena.
Absolutely. Tuesday night against coaching against one of your sons. Just tell us about what that's like to coach against Mike.
It's a special thing. We've coached against Nick and Derek and now Mike, and it's something that one thing, and not many dads can say they did that. So it's a special thing for our family.
Absolutely. Well, go celebrate this win with. Back to you, Tom.
All right, we're in the post-game show here, and we'll have some highlights coming our way as we heard some words from head coach Mark Schmidt with Chris. And there's a Saxon step-back three, Enders, I think. And the Saxons, there's Allison taking it to the rack. That was a tough take against Saizano. He got it to go. And another pull-up, two for the Saxons. Little transition bucket is good, and now for St. Bonaventure.
Really get out in transition, a lot of fast break points, dunks. You see that corner three. Anwar Malouk, what a pass. Quadri Adams skying for the dunk, and then Pedro Rossi comes in, and everybody got in on the act today for St. Bonaventure.
Just a walk-on, kind of just amazes me that you get a guy from Argentina as a walk-on, and it's 6'8".
And that kind of size, like you said, those don't grow on trees.
So the final score, 95-54. We're waiting for some stats here presented by Highmark as they load them. There for the Saxon. Had a kind of a tough night from the field, 18 out of 56. The Bonnie's not so bad, 40 out of 66. It's above 50%. And the Bonnies did a little bit better from beyond the arc in the second half, 8 out of 23. You know, you're still hanging around there just over 25%.
And the majority of that came from
33%.
Linton Brown. He shot 3 of 6 from 3 with his 19 points. And I'll tell you, Tom, I love to see the assist for St. Bonaventure. A lot of those turnovers came later. You had pointed out at one point they had 3 turnovers until late in the game when they got a little sloppy and went to the second unit.
Yeah, at intermission. So Bonnie's good showing here. They obviously had the rebound edge, and the Saxons, they made that a key to the game. And the Saxons, in the first half, I think did a little bit of a better job, and they were noticeably better on the offensive boards. But as they shuffled in just players, it's kind of hard to read too deeply into these stats, if you know what I mean. Shortly here, coming up, we'll have the player of the game, which will be presented by Seneca Resort. And we'll wait for that graphic. And it's to no one's surprise here. I mean, I give you one guess who our player of the game, and it's Linton Brown. And Linton Brown put up 19 points. He played 34 minutes of the 40, so obviously head coach Mark Schmidt, Chris, they wanted to get a look at Linton Brown.
Absolutely. You don't play 34 minutes in an exhibition game for no reason, and they wanted to see how he would play not only as a starter and with the 3 of the normal 5 starters who played, but then how he can play with your second unit and stabilize that as well and play with some of those reserves. And reserves, to me, passed every single test you could ask for.
Yeah, some good stuff. So Linton Brown, our Seneca Resort player of the game. And just as a reminder, we've talked about it a little bit, but the next St. Bonaventure game on ESPN will be the women's game on Tuesday, November 9th at 11:30 a.m. versus Robert Morris. That is Mark Schmidt's first coaching opportunity as a head man. And then the next men's game for St. Bonaventure on ESPN Plus will be the home opener and the season opener. Tuesday, November 9th, 7 p.m. Siena comes to town right here in the Riley Center. Well, Chris, it was nice. I think Bonnie's got what they wanted. I think the Saxons got what they wanted.
Everybody's healthy. That's what you want in an exhibition game. Let's move on to Tuesday and get the season started.
Yeah, good stuff here. And so for Chris Shetner, I'm Tom Ames saying so long from the Riley Center. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and are archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.